Hey everybody, it's Osiris with 15 minutes to show. Can you believe it is already October 2022 and we've got my favorite holiday, Halloween. They say that's when the real freaks come out, is in Halloween. Especially, it's a wonderful day today here in LA. And before I get down to my favorite water that I love to talk about, I will tell you that today in studio live, we are going to have Thuliso, aka Liso Dingwall. Remember the 4th episode of The Wire, the kid that played Kenard? He wanted to be one of the big boys and be one of the tough guys. He was looked like a little boy, so they boo-hooed him and shot him down. We're going to be talking to him in a few minutes. But before we do that, you know I like to do it live and talk about my favorite water, Asarasi water. Now, for those of you who are out there that have not heard me say this before, I'll say it again. Asarasi is from a maple tree. The founder, Adam Lazar, was driving around in the country of Vermont, he and his lovely daughter, and they saw some farmers irrigating maple trees and they were throwing the water away. He jumped out the car. Wow, there's something to do there. So he talked to them about having a sustainable water. About, I believe, only 97% of the maple tree is water, only 3% is syrup. So most of the tree is water, and come on, you know we're running out of water, so this is a way to refresh yourself, sustain yourself, and be happy all at the same time. So again, let me take a sip, so you know it's not real hot here, but we still have to stay very hydrated. So watch this. I specifically love hearing the sparkle after you drink the water. And look how smooth that baby goes down. So again, the next time you want to drink some water and you're tired of all the other waters that are out there because they all pretty much look and taste the same, go check out my people at Asarasi Water. That's Asarasi, A-S-A-R-A-S-I, water.com. Now, one more thing I got to tell you, drum roll. I got a huge announcement to make. Your girl, Osiris, 15 minutes to show, is the new fashion trendster and a columnist writer for Zoe magazine. Now let me tell you a little bit about Zoe before we go and talk to our guest today. Zoe is all about creating peace, harmony, and synchronicity among everybody. We have worldwide respect. We don't care about gender, color, race, age, nothing like that. We have a clear, free platform that everyone is equal in our eyes. So, just so you know, I believe they are doing an international design competition. The entries will last, I think the submissions will last until the end of December. Now again, Zoe platform that we are pushing art, vision, and my favorite subject, fashion, which I love. I'm a former model, so you know I'm all about fashion. But just again, just so you know, I'm going to be writing for them. One of the things we'll be doing is going into different countries all over the world on Zoom. If we can get there by foot and in plane, we will. But until then, we'll be doing Zoom, going everywhere and anywhere. We want to talk about fashion, trends, styles, and that's a lot of things to talk about. So look again for my name under Zoe Magazine. That's Z like Z-O, then magazine.com, okay? I look to see you there, and talk to me about what you're wearing today and what you might wear tomorrow, and actually what you wore to bed last night. We'll be right back with our guest, Thuliso, aka Liso from The Wire. See you in a minute. Hey everybody, it's Osiris. We are back again in studio live, this time with Mr. Thuliso. I like calling him Liso. I think that's pretty cool. Of The Wire. Remember, you guys, on the 4th episode of The Wire, he played Kenard. I believe it was Kenard, right?
Yes, correct.
And he was a street kid that tried to be tough, and they were like shooing him down because he was so young. They didn't want him to get hurt. Well, that's who's sitting right in front of us today. What's going on?
Nothing much.
Thanks for coming and joining us in studio.
Thank you for having me. It's absolute honor and pleasure, and I can't wait to speak with you.
Dude, so what's going on? So Just so you know, I don't want him to be shy about telling you what he is and who he is and all of that. But the man is a musician, he's a writer. He does all of these things that I didn't even know of until I got the wonderful opportunity to have him on the show. So talk to us about where you come from. I know you started in school and you won some competitions, and then you won something with a water competition or something that kind of set it off.
Yeah, I started in high school. I started when I was 5. I started acting when I was 5.
Still in high school. Yeah. You're still in high school.
I know I look it. I know.
You look real, yeah.
But yeah, I started acting when I was 5. Then I wound up going into a visual performing arts program in high school at Suitland High School. Shout out to Suitland. And then I attended Bowie State for a period. And then I just decided like it was time for me to move, and that's how I wound up in California. And yeah, I've been making music. I still do acting. I do write. Anything you need. I'm a jack of all trades, so that's what I do.
Jack of all trades, and he masters them all. Okay? He does them very well.
Yes.
So let's talk about a little bit about the transaction from you acting into like, you know, the hat that you have to switch. I know I'm a multi-talented artist such as yourself. So anyway, when you have to switch the hats, where you go from acting, and then how do you apply acting to when you actually do your music? Like, and you're in there doing music, and there's not a physical thing, you know, it's a physical thing, but another way. Tell us about that.
One way, one of the things I guess that helps me kind of be able to turn from one, or pivot from one area to another, is just remembering who I am, where I've come from, and, you know, the capabilities that I have. Knowing that I can apply some of the things that I've got from acting into my music, and just basically trying to manifest those things and put them into song and, you know, tell my life story. That's basically my writing process, and essentially, and just speaking about things that are relatable as well, but things that I know that I can relate to as well as other people. So just taking off those hats and putting the other one on, it's a little different. It's a bit of a task, but you know, as a fellow artist, you got to do it. You
have to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
You know, if you need a green hat tomorrow, and everyone else say, hey, put it on.
Exactly.
But anyway, when you did The Wire, and when you do acting in general, not your writing, but your acting, not your music, you know, when you put your mind in there, and you go, okay, I'm not Liso, I'm not Thuliso, I'm not Teliso Dingwall, I am an entity of whatever creative process. What is your process? Do you plan it first? Do you use any kind of dream board? Do you visualize? What do you do before you see yourself doing all these things and then they actually happen?
Well, shout out to Suitland High School. I try to do a lot of character development. Just trying to place myself in the character shoes, removing myself completely. Like, what would Kenard do versus Teliso? Because I know what Teliso would do, but what would Kenard do, or how would Kenard react? What would he say? What would his facial expressions be? What would his motives be in those moments? And I take my character development very seriously, because, you know, if you don't give it depth, it's going to be shallow. It's going to be like anything.
Flat.
You know. So you want to be able. I try to be able to develop as much as I can, ask as many questions as I can, and try to answer them for myself, as well as, you know, if I'm working with the director or with the producer or whatever, just try to answer and ask as many questions as I can, so that way I can get as much information, as much depth in the character that I can possibly get. So yeah, just asking the right questions. You know, if I need to change my voice, if there's a change of inflection, if there's a you know, walk, stance, anything, like I think about all of those things, because all those things matter, and especially when you're developing a character. Do they lead with their face? Do they lead with their chest, their eyes? Yes, exactly.
Is it just a whole presence when you walk through the door? The girl starts screaming, you know, hey, you know, one of those things.
Yeah.
You know. But so, when you go into a character and you're playing a character and you're losing yourself and removing yourself, how much of the character do you actually research? I mean, did you go out on the streets and look at people doing drugs and all that kind of stuff in order to get the real feel of the street life, you know, or unless you came from there yourself personally? Some people came from there, like Pac and those guys. That's why they were able to fit into those roles very easily, because it was like, but for someone that's a good kid, and then you have to go and play a good kid gone bad, how do you handle that?
I hate having to say this because I've said it before.
Say it.
And
Say
my father's gonna hate me. But
okay, Dad.
Yeah, Dad. My dad's gonna hate me, but I'm sorry. He was the root. He was the basis of that character. Like whether he wants to admit it or not, or whatever. Okay. He was the basis. Like if it wasn't for him, because I wasn't cussing. I went to a Christian school at the time. I wasn't doing none of that. So my dad, born and raised in the Bronx. Yeah.
Blame it on the Bronx. Blame it.
I'm not trying to blame nothing on New York. Nothing on New York.
Blame it on the Bronx.
I love New York. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, born and raised in the Bronx, in the city, like kind of just picking up some of his characteristics, some of the stories that him and his friends have told me. When he was a kid, and just trying to emulate that, and yeah, that's
sexy for acting. When somebody could go like yeah, and that little cute smile. Look at his smile. See, that's what gets people into trouble.
Yes,
because somebody's able to characterize and go from that far of a range in their personality, from being like so sweet and everything to like kill you dead. Yeah. So now music. Do you did any of the music from The Wire trigger any of your stuff? Because they used to use some badass music on The Wire. That's one reason I look at the shows is for the music, to be honest with you. Whenever I look at TV, it's usually for the music or it's for the writing, because I'm a writer and so I get ideas from the writing. But it's usually from the music and from all of the visuals.
Yeah.
I hardly ever know the story. That's why people don't know the story. Yeah, I watched it 5 times. I still don't know what happened, but I listened to the music.
Yes, no, you're right though.
So what happens with that?
So I mean, when it came to The Wire, I know one of the staple, the intro is a staple. They've done 2 versions of it, at least when they went into the 5th season and 4th season and things like that.
Oh well, yeah.
So they kind of switched it up with the artist who sang the song, but I mean, I really wasn't pulling too much from there. It's kind of like I was saying before, just pulling from my life experience. Mm-hmm. And what others have gone through that I know personally, and applying that into my lyrics, and being able to, what's the word? Being able to paint that picture for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Painting that picture for you with my words and with my voice, and trying to place you where my head is with that.
Now, what genre of music are you most influenced by?
Mainly hip hop and R&B.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm a mature person, but I'm gonna tell you something out there. I don't know what happens, but that whatever 20 come out of me when I hear the boys and Cardi B, my kids have to stop me from twerking. They're like, Mom, you are not 25. You will hurt yourself. I'm like, that's okay. But I think, and I will say this, because of hip hop, as a culture, we're able to really express more freely.
Yeah.
Hip hop broke down some of the doors. They wouldn't let me wear my hair like this when I was young. They wouldn't let you wear braids and all those kind of things. But because hip hop came out and said, damn you if we do, damn you if we don't, we're going to do what the hell we want to do anyway, here we are. Yeah. And so I can imagine that, especially for young people and people writing and coming up as an emerging artist, I imagine it is very hip because you're able to freely express yourself with no holds barred. I'm not talking about necessarily the twerking and all that part. That's the dance and the rhythm. And, come on now. Yeah, all that. I'm talking about the meaning behind music and the message that is being sent. And, when hip-hop first came out, when they had Q-Tip and they had Tribe Called Quest and African Boombada, and you had Gil Scott-Heron, even if you want to go way back, Watts Riots and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. You heard really conscious there was a message in it. Now it's more dancing and music and stuff, but there's still some message. What do you, with all of those different messages within that genre of music, what message do you take to use to influence people, but without all of the street language?
That's kind of what I play on, is you don't got to be street to make music, because a lot of music that we hear nowadays is, it's your gangster rap, kill,
murder, sex, drugs.
Yeah.
Let's get in there.
Like it's just straight that. So I mean, me and my background, just basically where I'm coming from, being suburban and everything, I'm just taking those experiences. It is suburban.
He's suburban.
But taking those experiences and putting them into lyrics as well as, you know, a little bit of my love life, but I don't talk too much about that.
What
you know?
about, can we get some juice? Can we get some juice here? What's going on? Is it something can we know it, or is it somebody we know of?
Oh, no, it's nobody. I mean, it's nobody in particular.
I mean, she don't, then, whoever you are, he don't mean it ain't nobody. He just means it's nobody that's somebody we would know in public.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, don't want to get you in trouble.
Yeah, can't.
So what?
Let me tell you.
So in speaking of that, then what kind of timeline do you have? How do you divide all the stuff you do, writing and singing, and performing, and all the stuff with having a girl, you know, a mama to holler at?
Oh man,
how's that
it's
going?
hard. It's hard. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Do they understand Are they industry people?
Oh, they're not industry people.
But they understand the demands of your time.
Yeah,
in your industry.
they understand what it calls for, how impromptu some things can be.
Yeah, they can.
How important some things and opportunities can be. So, you know, when things happen and things are shaking and moving, they understand, like, okay, well, this is for work. This is for, you know, what his life, you know, what he's trying to do and fulfill his dream, essentially. Yeah. And they understand, especially my parents. And I thank them every day for being my support, being my
You are good parents. Whoever had him, I love you for that. This is somebody we want to be proud of. You see what I'm saying?
Thank you, Mom and Dad.
I love that. Thanks, Mom and Dad. So where are we presently with what you're doing? What kind of music are you working on? Are you working on any TV shows? Or
so
you
currently,
producing anything? Hit me up.
I got you. So right now,
Get with me.
I am writing some music. I have a single that I'm currently working on with another artist.
How's it go? Can we hear it?
Oh boy.
How it go? How it go? Don't you want to hear it? How it go?
It's called Rescue You.
Rescue You.
It's I'm remaking the song with this artist. It's been done before.
When are we dropping it?
More than likely in November.
Oh, look, so it's coming out soon.
Yeah,
Okay, so let's hit me for a few bars. You want me to beat?
You've been set along the path that just brings you nothing but misery. Yeah.
And you gonna start that? Did I make you laugh? Well, don't make him laugh. I wasn't. Okay, wait. Okay, go.
You've been set along the path that just brings you nothing but misery. And if you come with me, I can show you the victory, girl. Messed up the words there.
It's okay.
But yeah, it's.
They don't know the word. We don't know the word. We didn't know it was messed up.
It was messed up, but no, because I'm redoing
I
the
love
song.
it. It sounds a little R&B-ish.
It's very R&B-ish. And the hook it's basically about singing about a girl who going through some tough times with, you know, whether it be through life or with a guy. And then, you know, I'm here to rescue you. You gotta allow me to do that.
Don't you love to be rescued? Don't we love that? You know what? Being an alpha female, it's not that I don't like being rescued. At least check with me before you rescue me.
Gotcha.
Like, ask me, am I gonna fall before you come over there? And just assume I'm gonna fall because I'm a girl. You know what I mean? So, back to your music with R&B. Did you mix hip hop in there? Do you have some hip hop artists that we would have heard of on there, or you got your own people? Some
no.
emerging
So
artists.
with that song, I'm working with a gentleman. His name is Lacey, G Soldier. And long story short,
I talked to him this morning. Hey, Lay.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, G Soldier. Okay.
So yeah, I'm making music. I'm making that song with him, and I'm excited. I can't wait to work with him. He's a really cool guy. I like his wordplay. I like his music, and I can't wait. I'm very excited to work with him on that. With music though, with me, I kind of incorporate hip hop and R&B together. I try to. So more like if I had an artist to kind of describe it, I don't know, for people that listen to Don Toliver. You might hear a little bit of Chris Brown in there with me.
I love Chris Brown. I know you did. It's okay, but I still love you. You're a good artist. Just keep your head straight. You're young.
Yeah.
You are allowed to grow.
Yes.
Okay.
Usher and just other inspirations, like plenty of your 90s R&B artists, your current ones, and the very, very new ones. So I kind of, definitely my huge inspiration.
So what is taking more of your time before we go? Because, you know, we only have 15 minutes. What is taking more of your time now? Is it writing? Is it singing? Is it performing? Is it being on TV? Or is it everything conglomerated? Well, like you just go like, look, I got to write today, then tomorrow I got to go on the show, I got to do this.
That's kind of how it's been. Yeah, that's kind of how it's been. Like one day I'm writing, another day I'm in the studio recording, another day I'm here, speaking with you. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I'm just trying to take it a day at a time and Yeah, it's all occupying my time altogether.
Okay, so where do we go? I know you have a website. Let us know your website, your IG. I love IG.
Yes, IG is where
It's
you
quick
can
to the point.
definitely find me. Yes,
I love IG.
IG is it's
Quick
easy.
to the point. You
Yes.
ain't got time to be talking about nobody too much and all of that.
There you go. There you go.
Okay.
So yeah,
And what
Liso
is it under
Dingwall.
on IG?
My IG is actually my name, so it's THU.LISO. Very simple.
And it's two, not Thu, it's two.
Teliso.
It's like Teliso, because I said Thuliso. It's Thuliso.
Yeah.
Oh,
Everybody
wow.
pronounces the H, so it's cool.
I know, but still we want to pronounce it and say it the way the brother want to say it. You know, when we become famous and they say Teliso and Liso.
Well, that's why That's why I
Well, no,
shortened it
it
to
is.
Liso. You know what I mean?
So on
yeah.
the IG, then you have a website or anything too?
Yes, I do have a website. That's also Liso Dingwall. You can go and check that. And you know, I have a photo gallery in there. Some shots.
I
took
saw
of
some
it.
shots of. He looks so handsome, you guys. He did a couple where he was leaning all up against a thing, you know, a regular Hollywood star already hanging out in the photos. He looks really good.
Yeah. So you can check me there or on IG, and I always respond if you want to DM me or whatever. If you're trying to work,
Yeah.
I'm definitely here. So
And if you don't check him there, you can always find him in studio doing something.
Yes.
Doing something very Tulisoist. Okay. Meanwhile, don't forget to go on his website, Teliso Dingwall. That's THULISODINGWALL.com. And don't forget to check out your sister girl. On the 15 minutes to show YouTube, check out my website, expressinabstract.net, and my blog, Ankh Entertainment, the word entertainment, and the word one.net. And don't forget, I am the new fashionista for Zoe magazine. It's called It's So Zoe. Ain't that so Zoe that it's so Zoe? Anyway, and see you there. Don't forget, see you there at B Square. We'll see you next time for 15 minutes to show. Say bye.
See ya.
Bye. Let's thank our
Thank
guests.
y'all.
Bye, Liso. Bye.